Hello and welcome to jasonnewland.com and Andre Newland, who I should get a website just for him, really, shouldn't I? He's just jumped off the chair as soon as I started talking. I think sometimes he gets bored listening to me. I was actually talking to a neighbour last night, and he was struggling to keep awake, just yawning the whole time. And I said to another neighbour, I said, I think I've got a bit of a monotonous voice, and neither of them said, "No, you haven't. It's fine. You've got a very interesting voice." It's you know when people say, "Oh, this is my resting bitch face," kind of. I'm just got grumpy face naturally, even though I can smile and stuff. I think my natural voice is a bit flat. Never mind. At least I've made use of it, I guess. I've also got a resting grumpy face as well, I think. That's got nothing to do with this recording. So welcome. Thank you for listening. Remember to only listen when you can safely close your eyes. And this is not a replacement for medical advice. I am not a medical professional. I'm not any kind of professional. I'm just making this recording hoping to help some people, yourself included. Yeah, so please get permission from your doctor before listening to any hypnosis recordings when it comes to medical conditions. So having said all that, I'm going to do the recording. Yay! So today is Saturday the 9th of August 2025. This might be quite a long recording, so you may find that you drift off to sleep while I'm doing a recording. Now, that isn't the purpose of the recording, for you to fall asleep, although relaxing deeply definitely is the point of everything that I do, whether it's to let me bore you to sleep, whether it's the chronic pain relief, whether it's hypnosis stuff. Relaxing, and I've got Vinny now, he's chewing on something. He likes to be busy. Oh, by the way, I realise that not everyone listening to this may have listened to me before. So if you feel that I'm talking to you like you should know what I'm talking about, apologies. I just assume that you know me. That's just the way I do these recordings. So it might not make much sense what I'm about to say, but I've got some new curtains. Now you won't hear that at the beginning of any other hypnosis recordings in the world. And I was about to say there's soundproofing curtains, so hopefully they should dampen down some sound, but I've just heard something in the garden and it was very clear, so I'm not sure how well they're going to work. But I've also got another pair coming, and they're really heavy, they're really big. I've got another pair, and I've got a rack curtain rail that's going to be put up. So I'm going to have both of them together, and they're going to be above the window, because at the moment there's a gap where the window is. So this will be covering the entire window. I'm hoping, I hope that will really reduce the sound from outside. That's my plan. we'll see. We'll see. But you don't need complete silence for these recordings. I mean, it's kind of ideal for me in some ways, but you've also got Vinny here chewing on a bony thing, and he's as much part of the recordings as I am. He's the mascot. He's my little boy, ain't you, Vinny? He's very relaxed most of the time, and he also does fall asleep when I'm talking. Eventually he'll just stop chewing and he will fall into a deep sleep. Eventually. But he likes to be part of the recordings. So I just stroke him, which I find quite relaxing for me. So I'm just letting you know what's going on. So he is here with me. It's not going to be completely silent. I'm hoping, you know, it's weird really, isn't it? I'm trying to stop the noise from outside, but I've got noise inside. Is that irony? I don't know. So, at the very least, hopefully you will become more relaxed. And with relaxation, stress relief occurs. So stress reduces, tension reduces, which in itself can have a hugely beneficial effect to your body and your mind, which I'm sure you know already. I'm not saying anything that you aren't always already aware of, I'm sure. Now, even if Finny does continue to chew stuff throughout this recording, he's a Jack Russell, by the way, little red Jack Russell. He's pretty much the colour of a fox, really. And you might notice that as the recording goes on, that you become less and less aware, not just of background sounds on your side, but even you may almost stop hearing my voice. Now unconsciously you'll still be hearing my voice, but maybe consciously you may start to drift. So that when that does happen, my words and the things that I'm saying, which will all be positive, based on this menstrual cramp relief, which is what this recording is for. Should have mentioned that, shouldn't I, before now? The positive suggestions and words that I say, and the messages, the signals, will all be absorbed. And sometimes when you drift off, that's when it affects you in a more deeper way, potentially. Because there's nothing getting in the way of it. There's no voice in your brain thinking, oh, what's he talking about now? What does he know? He's a man. How could he possibly know anything about menstrual cramp? And you're right. There's no way I could know. So I'm not pretending to know about what it's like to have severe menstrual cramp. I'm not gonna, I've known lots of people that have gone through it and have told me about it, but I don't know what it's like. But I don't know what lots of things are like. I did a recording yesterday for fibromyalgia. I don't have fibromyalgia. If I did a recording for stuttering, I don't generally have a stutter. I do stammer a little bit sometimes, but generally that's more nerves, but not so much now. So, I will make recordings for situations that I both don't need for myself. I'll make recordings for things that I could do with myself. If I did a weight loss recording, that's something that would benefit me. But I would probably be aiming at people that maybe that need it more than I do. Although I could do with a little bit more, lose a bit more weight, but I have lost a bit. But it's not like a big issue. It's a fat issue. It's a big issue, just on my belly, nowhere else. On my bum. So, that's the whole thing. Like, how can you do a recording for severe menstrual cramp relief? Like, well, I am. And I'm going to do it now. Because my aim in life, and has been for 19 years that I've been doing recordings, is to try and help. And luckily I've got possibly the most boring voice in the world, so it can be quite useful for relaxing. And when you relax and the tension releases and the stress releases, pretty much any kind of pain in your body also reduces. Because tension, the weird thing about it is, like, pain causes, so if someone has pain, then they get stressed. That stress causes tension, which then increases the pain experience. And it's over and over like that. But when you take away the pain, stress issue, you're just left with the physical situation. And when your mind's calm, it's a bit like there are drugs in hospital which they don't take the pain away, but they make the person not care about the pain. So it does take the pain away, in a sense. It's almost like the person doesn't care about it anymore. And that can be quite strange feeling where you just don't, it doesn't matter. I mean, for example, I could have a broken leg and I could be sitting here feeling sorry for myself. Oh, my leg hurts, all that stuff. But if I got a phone call from my dad and it was an emergency, I'd be up on my feet and I'd be, ordering a taxi, and I'd be getting to his house or to the hospital or whatever the situation was. I wouldn't even give my leg a second thought. I wouldn't even feel my leg probably. I might notice it if I put weight on it, just so, that's the whole point of pain, is to make sure that you're safe. But I wouldn't be focusing on myself. I'd be focusing on him or whatever the situation was. In the same way as, if I won the lottery. I don't do the lottery, but if I won the lottery, I wouldn't be concerned with, physical condition. At least not in that moment. So we can be distracted, and that's another thing that these recordings can be, it can offer, is a distraction. Now, by that, I don't mean I'm going to start juggling or tap dancing. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to make, animal balloons. Nothing like that. Mind you, I've never tried. I've never tried to do animal balloons. Has anyone listened to this ever? Is there anyone listening to this? Has anyone who's listening to this ever made an animal balloon? I wouldn't even know how to start. I could make a worm. That's about it. I could make a worm or a really fat worm. But, yeah, I can't think of anything else that I could do. So before we begin this recording for severe menstrual cramp relief, please just know this, that your mind and body do have a natural ability to change how sensations are experienced. And today, you'll use that ability. Not to ignore your body, but to teach it a more comfortable, more balanced way of being. And you'll keep all the useful signals that your body sends you. But transform the unnecessary intensity into something gentle, something manageable, even soothing. And as Vinny continues to chew his bone, this session will guide you deeply and safely into a place where your body eases, relaxes and adjusts, allowing you to find relief now and whenever you choose in the future. Now, my suggestion, if you haven't done it already, is to find yourself a comfortable position, either lying down or sitting in a comfortable chair that fully supports your body. So, if you do fall asleep. Now, Vinny doesn't normally make this much noise when he's sitting next to me. Maybe this is his new idea, because he did say to me the other day, "Daddy," I said, "Yeah." He said, "Do you think you should have some kind of special background thing?" I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Perhaps I could be the background." I said, "Well, you're already the background, really, aren't you?" He said, "Yeah, but that's just me snoring. Maybe I should do some kind of singing or do some kind of do some talk in the background." And I said, "Well, yeah, if you can, if you want to." And I didn't think anything of it, but I guess that's what he's been doing. He decided to do that in the background. I'll let everyone know if it works, Vinny, if you give me your feedback on that. I found it a little bit distracting. He's finished now, so he should go to sleep. So you might want to lay down on your bed. You might already be lying down in your bed, and I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. You might already have your eyes closed. I would have done by now. 20 minutes in, I'd be asleep by now. Or I'd be drifting. And you can let your arms and legs settle, your head rest easily, you breathe in. So I'm not going to focus on your breathing because your breathing's already very likely began to slow down naturally. It's a normal thing that happens. Your breathing gets deeper and it slows down. So you don't need to focus on it. You can if you want, but we're not going to try and control your breath. It's just being aware of your breath. Notice that whenever you breathe out, you may notice that your muscles loosen. And breathing in, you can just draw in that sense of calmness, a sense of relaxation and healing that spreads into every part of your body. And again, you breathe out the stress as your muscles loosen even more. And it just continues like that. It continues naturally. And you can feel more and more relaxed. Not because you're trying to feel comfortable and loose, but simply because that's the natural way to be in this situation. Now, in your mind, focus on the very top of your head. And imagine a wave of soft, soothing relaxation beginning there. And this gentle wave moves down to your forehead, smoothing away any tightness, all the way down to your eyes. The tiny muscles around them softening and releasing. Your cheeks and jaw loosen as the waves move into your neck, shoulders, and as it does, those shoulders can drop just a fraction, as though gravity is gently pulling them into comfort. Moving down to your arms and your hands, your fingers, your chest, your stomach, abdomen, moving down from the back of your neck all the way down your spine, either side of your spine relaxing, soothing, loose. And you can feel that looseness and comfort spreading from your spine all across your back, your upper back, your middle of your back and your lower back, sinking deep into your back, filling every muscle with comfort. As that feeling spreads into your hips, your buttocks and your groin, relaxing all those big muscles in your thighs, your knees, your shins and your calf muscles, all the way down to your ankles, your feet and your toes, the tops of your feet and the bottoms of your feet, the heels of your feet, and each individual toe. Becoming more deeply relaxed, releasing every single particle of tension from each of those parts of your body, looser and looser, calmer and calmer. And in a moment, I'll ask you to imagine standing at the top of a gentle staircase, 10 steps down. And with each step, you'll double your relaxation. And at the bottom, you'll find a place of complete comfort and inner focus. 10. Take the first step down, feeling yourself going deeper. 9. Letting go even more. 8. The outside world's fading away and the inner world becomes more vivid. 7. Doubling that relaxed feeling. 6. Maybe you've noticed your mind drifting as you relax even further. 5. You may find that my voice is moving away, but at the same time, the positive messages are becoming stronger, and the words like relax, comfort, calm, and peaceful really register with you, really affect how you feel. Now, 4. Deeper and deeper relaxed. 3. You may feel that your mind is starting to open, ready to hear what I'm going to say next. Listening specifically so that you can benefit as much as possible in a way that maybe you'll be surprised at just how easily you can change the way you feel. Change how you feel. 2, more relaxed, more peaceful. Perhaps you start to even see the words peaceful and relaxed and calm in your mind, knowing that they're full of healing energy spreading through your body and your mind, changing how you feel with every passing second. One, really enjoying the sensation of comfort and looseness. So loose, so peaceful. Now, and in your mind, imagine that the part of your body where you've felt discomfort in the past, your abdomen, maybe your lower back, your stomach, is gently stepping away from the rest of you. You are here, and that sensation is over there. You can see it as an object, a colour, or a shape in front of you. You are here, and that sensation's over there. Notice the texture, the movement, the size. And now, as you observe it over there, begin to change it. For example, if it's red, make it pale pink, then white, maybe blue, change it to green, change it to yellow, and you can allow it to just change automatically to different colours. And if it's moving, maybe it's moving fast, you can slow it down. Slow it some more. Perhaps if it's spinning, it could be like a circle that's spinning round. You could just imagine putting your hand on the side of it and stopping it from spinning. Maybe you could play around with the idea and turn it around so it spins the other direction, reversing that feeling. And if it's sharp, you can smooth the edges until it becomes soft, safe and harmless. changing the texture, the movement and the size, as well as the colour of that sensation that's over there. Noticing how it feels different. Maybe there's a sound connected to that sensation over there. Maybe it's loud and you can just turn the volume down. Maybe it's a song or a tune that you really don't like. Perhaps you can change that tune. Play a different tune instead. Maybe you can make it a very silly tune. Think of a song that makes you laugh, or one that when you listen you feel good inside, you feel safe, you feel happy. You could play that song now. As you observe the sensation over there, imagine placing a cool, soothing hand or warm, comforting blanket over your stomach area. And your body knows which temperature brings relief. Whether it's warmth that you need, whether it's coolness that you prefer. Your body knows what brings you relief. As you feel that perfect temperature spreading inwards, cooling away inflammation, and warming away any spasms. As each wave of temperature carries comfort, and every time you exhale, the comfort spreads further. The comfort spreads even deeper. As you imagine inside your spine, near the small of your back, that there's a gate, a pain gate, that controls how much sensation reaches your mind. And you can see your hand on the control and slowly and gently begin to close that gate. And if you choose, you can leave it open just enough for your body to send the useful signals. But all the unnecessary intensity is blocked, filtered, replaced with calm, because quite honestly you don't need them. As you float up in your mind above your body, above this moment in time. You can travel back along your timeline to earlier cycles, to other times that you experienced discomfort. And from this higher perspective, begin to pour gentle healing light down into each of those memories. How does that feel? Sending that healing light. And what colour is that healing light? Does it have a sound? Maybe it's silent. Gently healing all of those memories, soothing them, transforming them, teaching your unconscious that this pattern can change. And as you do, you'll notice the future begins to change too. You may wonder why. You may just accept that this is the natural way for things to be. Because as you start to feel more positive towards the future, the way you see the future becomes more positive. And how does that feel as you imagine a future of comfort and relief, feeling peaceful? Now, float forward now into a future cycle and see yourself there feeling light, feeling comfortable and empowered, with your body responding in the best possible way. And you can hold on to that image, anchoring it, that feeling deep inside as your new normal feeling. Something that you expect from now on to feel more comfort and peace, to experience more relaxation. You can feel more comfortable now. You are learning to soften and release your muscles. Know how to loosen, and they do. As your body finds balance naturally, every minute that passes, your comfort increases. You rest, you heal, you ease. Now and in the days ahead, and every cycle from now on can and will be easier Every cycle from now on can and will be lighter. Every cycle from now on can and will be calmer, more peaceful. And from this day forward, whenever you place your hand gently over your stomach area, your abdomen, and take a deep breath out, your body remembers this state. Your body remembers this feeling of comfort, and that comfort returns quickly, easily, and automatically. And in a moment I'll count from 1 to 5. And at 5, you can open your eyes feeling refreshed, lighter, and more at ease than before, if you choose to. Of course, if you want, you can just drift into a deep, deep sleep, if that's what you choose as well. 1. Bringing back gentle movement to your hands and feet. 2. Breathing a little more deeply. 3. Feeling refreshed and clear. 4. Almost there. 5. Eyes open, feeling calm, comfortable, and in control, knowing that these deep, profound changes have occurred, and you can feel a sense of relief, pleasure, and satisfaction for just how well you've accomplished and allowed these changes to happen in your mind, in your body, and in your life going forward. Now, thank you for listening. Remember to be kind to yourself, because you do deserve to be happy. Be gentle with yourself. You deserve to feel safe. Lots of love.